I'm a makeup artist for a lingerie company. Lanya is the general manager of our company, looks very beautiful, can be described as a scourge of the country. She is 1 meter 7, body alluring, mature and sexy, imperial temperament, absolutely the best of the best. I do not know how many men salivate over her. The first time I saw Lanya I was deeply attracted to her and regarded her as the goddess of my heart. Luckily, my master Sun Hao and Lanya is a good friend, 1 to 2, I and Lanya is also considered to be familiar with. Lanya is a proud woman, in front of men exceptionally high cold, except in front of Sun Hao. Because he is gay, Lanya did not treat him as a man at all. Lanya thinks I am also gay, learned that my rent is due, actually offered to let me move to her place. Living with the goddess of my dreams, how could I possibly refuse? I'll entrust you to sleep in the second bedroom, I'll go change my clothes first. Lanya pointed to the second bedroom, and then twisted her plump buttocks towards the opposite master bedroom. Although the door to Lanya's room was not closed, but if I ran to see, I couldn't get out of the room, I could only make up my own charming picture. Why are you still standing? Lanya changed into a champagne-colored halter nightgown, and walked out in a flamboyant manner. I'm looking at the room decorations. I pretended to look around, but my afterglow didn't leave Lanya's left and right. The nightgown on her was silk-thin and low-cut, her petite body was vaguely visible, and her long and slender legs were bared, making it difficult for people to pull themselves away. There will be plenty of time to look slowly later, quickly go clean up the house. Lanya angrily said. Right, there was plenty of time to look slowly in the future. But it's not the house that's being looked at, it's her. I don't have many items, I don't need Lanya's help, but I didn't reject her good intentions, it was for the sake of getting up close and personal with the goddess of my heart. Laying out the bed sheets and bedding, taking the clothes out of the bag, before and after no more than 15 minutes, Lanya helped me tidy up the room. Every time Bluya bends down, my eyes can't help but glance at her. A big beautiful woman with a curvy front and back, wearing only a nightgown, bending over and sticking out her buttocks in front of her eyes, who could ignore it? I'm done. I hate doing housework, but I can't help for nothing, as compensation, you have to help me do an oil massage. Lanya stretched a style infinite lazy waist, the small butt looks more and more erect, perfect curve attracts people's reverie. I'm going to take a shower, and then you go wash up too, and help me apply the essential oil. Lanya's smile is so charming, like a blooming rose. Lanya went to take a shower while I sat on the sofa in the living room and pretended to watch TV. The bathroom was a glass door, but unfortunately, it was plastered with a layer of anti-penetration film, so from the outside, I could only see the dim light. Knowing that there is a big beautiful woman inside taking a bath, but I can't see anything, it stirred up my heart fire even more. 10 minutes later, Lanya walked out, wearing a champagne-colored shower cap on her head. Due to the fact that she had just taken a shower, Lanya's body was still a little wet, and her halter nightgown was clinging to her body. I'm going to take a shower too. I rubbed shoulders with Lanya, clearly smelling a fresh scent after a bath, bringing with it an aura of charm. Once inside the washroom, my eyes settled on the drying rack, where a pair of silk-thin thongs hung, full of flavor. Less than an hour after moving in, I had experienced the benefits of sharing a room with Lanya many times. As I finished my shower, a thought came to my mind and I called out to the outside, Sisterya, can you get me a change of clothes? The door was pulled open a crack, a smooth and white jade arm stretched in, holding a bath towel. I just received the towel, but the bathroom door was pushed open, revealing Lanya's pretty face. I hurriedly covered myself. Lanya giggled, what's so shy, I'm treating you as a good sister. Next time you take a bath, I'll help you rub your back. The latter half of the sentence came out of my ghostly mouth. Lanya nodded seriously, I'm worried that I don't have anyone to help me with the rubbing, sister can help you with that too, as long as you don't mind me being clumsy. This said I can't wait to take another bath and enjoy the treatment of a beautiful woman scrubbing. Hurry up and help me do the oil push law. Lanya watched me put on a towel and forcefully pulled me out of the bathroom. Lanya has already prepared masks, essential oils and other supplies, it looks like high-grade goods. Bluya nodded in agreement, go to the master bedroom, the bed is big, you can also exert. Into the bedroom of Bluya, I immediately smelled a unique woman's fragrance, but some messy, not imagined so neat and clean. The bed is haphazardly thrown with the intimate apparel that Blue Asia changed down. She casually cleaned up a bit, in front of my face, generously took off the silk-thin pajamas, without an inch. Unapologetically displaying their own proud petite body, leaning over and lying down. I do not dare to look again, not want to, is afraid of making a fool of myself. And now the life is not easy to come by, I can't just smash it in my own hands. I poured the already prepared essential oil on my hands, and interlocked my hands and rubbed them hard to heat them up, then slowly pushed them on her body, concentrating on giving her a massage. When my hands touched Lanya's smooth jade-like skin, my palms couldn't help but tremble a little, and my heart and mind swirled in all kinds of ways, wishing for time to freeze. I applied it very slowly, for one thing, to fully massage Lanya's jade skin, speeding up the blood circulation, so that the olive oil can play the greatest effect. Secondly, this moment was just too wonderful, and that was the main reason. Probably because my technique is really good, Lanya lying on the cushion spread on the bed, resting her head sideways on her arm, eyes slightly closed, her body occasionally involuntarily trembling a little, as if she has already immersed herself in it and can't extricate herself. There were times when it might be too comfortable, and her two little legs would also lift up and down, releasing her inner pleasure. But that's when the accident happened. As I stepped across from her body to the other side, her little legs lifted upwards and touched the place where my fighting spirit was. Ha! My face swished red with embarrassment and I was a little overwhelmed. You're excited? After all, Lanya is a person of understanding and looked back. Sister, I didn't mean to offend. I stammered, not knowing how to explain. Sister understands, your psyche is a woman, but your body is still a man, this is enough to show that sister's charm is great. Lanya said with a smiling face. Thank you Sister for understanding. Not arousing Blue's suspicion, I let out a long breath. Sister doesn't discriminate against you, regardless of gay or lesbian, all of you are considered sisters. I resisted the urge to commit a crime and continued to push and anoint Lanya. Every inch of her back was pushed by me, including the plump little waist. Further down was the voluptuous buttocks. I didn't know whether to continue or not, inquiring, Sister, are the buttocks still smeared? Of course, beauty naturally requires the whole body. Lanya replied without hesitation. After saying that, she slightly raised her rounded buttocks. My fingers trembled even more. Lanya once again rested her head on her arm, her eyes slightly closed, and her body also occasionally trembled uncontrollably. For me is another pain and pleasure difficult test, no matter how impulsive I have to be restrained. Blue mistakenly think I like men, not only without any discrimination, but also wholeheartedly take me as a sister, if I take the opportunity to make violations of misbehavior, where is the conscience? After pushing while there is still a trace of sanity, I panicked and withdrew my hand, wiped my forehead, only to find that it was full of sweat, so close contact is too much of a test of a person's stamina. Luckily, after applying the legs to the Bluya, she did not ask me to help apply the front, otherwise I will not be able to do what the gods and God's indignation behavior. Lanya still when I do not exist in general, unapologetically sit up, take the essential oil, self-consciously smear up. My nose is hot, really not blessed to enjoy, find an excuse, you sister, I'll go to the living room to smoke a cigarette, by the way, rest. Have lady cigarettes in my drawer, feel free to take them. I've never seen Lanya smoking in the company, thought she doesn't smoke it, after thinking about it, I still pulled open the drawer, casually took a long and thin lady's cigarettes, pretended to walk out of the bedroom as if nothing had happened. Coming to the living room, I went straight to the water dispenser and drank 2 cups of cool water in a row. I can't stand it if this goes on. Just after taking 2 puffs, Lanya's delicate and pleasant voice came from my ears. I'm done. Shalin came to help me put on the mask. I returned to the bedroom, only to see Lanya lying flat on the bed, chest covered with a white sheet, but the charm did not decline at all. Lanya used a mask mud, which needs to be melted with warm water, stirred evenly, and then applied to the face. Compared to push oil in terms of applying the mask is too simple. I carefully to Bluya dress up, by the way, her delicate like art face carefully appreciate once, the more I see the more I like, people heart pounding. Apply the mask, there is nothing more for me to do, wait for about 20 minutes, Lanya can wash off by herself. I casually find an excuse to return to my own bedroom. That night, I lay in bed tossing and turning, full of blue elegant beautiful shadow, long lingering, the more I think the more I feel must pursue her. It's so hard to recognize a goddess, can't just miss it, even if it doesn't work out in the end, can't leave regrets. If I don't even dare to pay for the action, what else can I talk about the reversal of life? When I woke up the next day and got dressed, I took a change of boxers and went straight to the bathroom, ready to wash my underwear first. Good morning. While scrubbing the boxers, Lanya suddenly barged in, startling me. Yeah. Sister, good morning. I smiled sarcastically and greeted. Lanya had just woken up from a nap, her hair was a bit messy, wearing that sexy and flirty halter nightgown from last night, her eyes were mesmerized and not yet open. She didn't care that there was another me in the bathroom, lifting up her skirt and sitting on the toilet. Could you be any more neurotic? I was stunned for a moment and lowered my head to continue washing my underwear, pretending not to see anything. Lanya put her green jade hand under the faucet and washed it, her spirit was also awake. She looked down and said, washing your panties, just help me wash mine too. I suspect I heard wrong, really do not regard me as a man, underwear or randomly let me wash. Time is not big, blue you go and come back, well last night change down all thrown to me, guileless smile, hard work, my little nanny. A small nanny, called my body soft, not yet reacted, suddenly feel a wet cheek, blue you actually took the initiative to kiss me, let me incredibly easy to get the goddess's kiss. The fragrant kiss is to reward you, I will go to sleep for another half-hour beauty sleep. Lanya came and went in a hurry, leaving behind only a fragrant breeze, and the lingering scent on my cheeks. I touched my cheeks to make sure I wasn't dreaming, and couldn't help but heave a giggle. The goddess took the initiative to kiss me, there was the first time, is the second time still far away? Couldn't I kiss back as well? Thinking of Lanya's rippling red lips, I had a burst of hot blood, filled with infinite anticipation, and this kiss also let me see the hope of pursuing the goddess. When I moved in, I made an appointment with Lanya. She doesn't charge me rent, but I have to be responsible for cleaning all the rooms, even if it's nothing to wash her clothes. This is the first time I've ever washed a woman's underwear, and it feels weird to hold it in my hands, and I can't help but wonder what kind of scenery it would look like on Lanya. After washing, I took advantage of the fact that Lanya was still sleeping, and cleaned up the living room. Because I got a kiss as a reward for washing Lanya's clothes just now, I was in a happy mood, and I was happy to do more housework. When Lanya got up and went to wash up, I also cleaned her boudoir, and by the way, I helped her clean up the clothes that were thrown around, and I felt as if I had come to be a babysitter. After cleaning up, I sat on the edge of the bed to rest for a moment, couldn't help but lie down on my back, the end of the nose wafted the unique woman's fragrance, let me be mesmerized. Think about this bed as blue you slept, I lie on it, is indirectly with her in the same bed, cannot help but a burst of heart. Just at the time of self-indulgence, blue you that woeful pretty face suddenly appeared in front of my eyes, deliberately mischievous yell. I didn't hear blue you enter the room and was startled, sitting up reflexively. Lanya didn't dodge, her pretty face getting closer and closer to me until my lips kissed her face. Half an hour ago, I was kissed by Lanya, still wondering when I could kiss back, I didn't expect it to happen so soon. Good wow, you're getting bolder and bolder, how dare you take advantage of me? Blue you riled, stretched out her hands and pressed me down on the bed again, the female, on male posture is extremely ambiguous. Ah! I didn't do it on purpose, it was purely an accident. Blue you bent at the waist, I fell on my back under her, slightly raised his eyes can see her chest leaking spring light, see my mind swinging. See how scared you are, even if you did it on purpose, sister won't be angry. Lanya puffed and laughed with a peach chaotic trembling, this close to the mouth of the temptation or, stimulate my hormones soared, my heart accelerated chaotic beating. I cursed myself for not being able to compete, how do you have so little stamina, and said haphazardly, it's getting late, we should go to work. Don't you go, help me counsel which clothes to wear, and help me put on light makeup later. Lanya really treats me as a good sister, she is not even angry at being accidentally kissed by me, and even asks for my opinion on what to wear. I have to say that Lanya is a natural clothes rack, even holding the clothes on the body to compare a few times, but also to see me dazzled, and finally I helped her to choose a modern sense of magnificent red cheongsam. In fact, just any piece of clothing worn on the body of Lanya looked good, only I have not seen her wear cheongsam, just her closet has can satisfy my personal eye. Bluya gladly agreed, casually took off the halter nightgown. She is back to me, otherwise I do not know I will be tempted into what look. Watching her put on a set of passionate red lingerie, don't mention how hot and tantalizing, but unfortunately I can only appreciate the back that makes you want to go to the wrong place. Soon, the charming spring light was covered by a magnificent red cheongsam. Lanya put it on before turning around and inquiring in an angry voice, "How is it, does it look good?" This cheongsam is wearing her body is fitting, more highlights the enchanting figure, breasts full, waist slim, plump buttocks quite warped, with the face that looks like a flower, wavy curls long hair, sexy and charming mess. I immediately nodded my head repeatedly like a chicken eating rice, good looking, absolutely mesmerizing. I don't know how many men will fall under your sister's pomegranate skirt. Sister dress up so beautiful, not for those smelly men to see. Tonight I'm going to meet a friend, after work you yourself first go home. Bluya said this sounds like no problem, but she revealed the shyness of a young woman like a love sinus. My heart couldn't help but thump. Could it be that Sister Ya is going to meet her boyfriend? Thinking that the goddess of my heart may have a boyfriend, the heart is very bad taste. Like Bluya, such a beautiful woman, chasing her men in rows, already have a heart belongs to is also very normal, can be worthy of her is definitely talented and good-looking men. My mood fell to a low point, forced a smile and began to help Lanya make up. One question lingered in my mind, who was Lanya going to see? The answer could only be revealed at night. When I got off work, I casually ate some dinner and returned to my new place with trepidation, watching TV while I waited. Because I didn't sleep well last night, as a result, I didn't wait for Lanya, and I actually fell asleep on the sofa myself. I was in a daze, I don't know what time I slept, was awakened by a sound, sat up and found that the bathroom was lit. Lanya did not know when to come back. I am still covered with a sheet, no need to ask, must be Bluya home to see me sleeping on the couch, give me cover. There were talking sounds coming from the bathroom. I guess Lanya was taking a mandarin duck bath with her boyfriend, but unfortunately the male lead was not me. However, soon I could hear that one of them was Lanya's voice, the other one was also a female voice, and the rippling image of two women bathing together immediately surfaced in my mind. It turned out that the friend Lanya said was female, causing me to worry for nothing. Not much time passed before the sound of water in the bathroom stopped, and I hastily collapsed onto the sofa, pretending to be asleep, my eyes squinting a tiny slit. Vaguely, I saw two women's figures appear in the line of sight, but I didn't dare to open my eyes wide enough to see the other woman's appearance, but the certainty that it was a woman put me completely at ease. When I was ready to go back to the house to go to sleep, there was another accident. Vaguely heard the sound of the house is not right. After doing some thought struggle, I decided to go to see, so tiptoed to the Bluya's bedroom outside, through the hidden door to look in, but stunned eyes. As the saying goes, have not eaten pork, have not seen a pig run well. I peeped through the doorway to Bluya in the entanglement with a woman, suddenly feel the sky rolling thunder. Could it be that Sister Ya is a lesbian? How is this possible? Although I could not believe the scene that was being staged in the bedroom, but what I saw with my own eyes would not be false. I didn't dare to look any further and quietly walked back to my room, lying on my bed, tossing and turning for another night. I finally understood, Lanya why in front of men to behave abnormally high and cold, the original she actually liked women. It is also for this reason that after she mistook me for a lesbian, not only did she not discriminate against me, but instead she also enlightened me in every way. Since Lanya was a lesbian, I, as her good sister, had the responsibility and obligation to break her straight. The simplest and roughest way is to pounce on Bluya and straighten her physically first. But you can't do it the hard way, otherwise it will only backfire. You must find the right moment. But knowing that Lanya is a lesbian and doesn't have a boyfriend yet, I'm filled with fighting spirit again. If I could break her straight, I would have a chance to become her boyfriend, which would be a godsend for me. The next day was Saturday and I didn't have to work, so I slept in and didn't get up until 10 o'clock. When I went to wash up, I found that the door of Lanya's bedroom was closed. There was no movement inside. I guess she hadn't gotten up yet, I don't know what time she tossed and turned last night. After washing up, I farted to the nearby market to buy food, starting with conquering Lanya's stomach. While I was busy cooking, Lanya came out of the bedroom, followed by a woman with long flowing hair. "What's cooking? It smells so good." Bluya smelled the scent and walked into the kitchen. She was as bold as ever in her style, wearing a camisole nightgown, but it was a red one. It looked feminine and sexy and hot. The woman with long flowing hair was relatively conservative, wearing a black dress, looking atmospheric and elegant. Her body was quite hot, not different from Lanya. Her appearance was also very beautiful, giving people a cold beauty. These two big beauties, one passionate like fire, one cold like iceberg, forming a sharp contrast. One could not wait to embrace both of them at the same time, hugging them left and right. "I'm stewing chicken soup, in addition to frying a few small home-cooked dishes. I don't know what you guys like to eat. I bought a few random dishes." Through the introduction, I learned that this friend of Lanya's is called Qing Xiaobing, simply a person as her name suggests, talking to me with a cold and icy look, a complete iceberg beauty. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes last night, I wouldn't have dreamt that two great beauties with the same body and face, who had charmed countless men, would have gotten together. A pure waste of resources and a waste of nature. I pretended not to know anything. To Qing Xiaobing showed due enthusiasm. After a conversation set out the information I wanted to know. Qing Xiaobing studied dance and is currently working as a lead dancer in a nightclub. No wonder she has such a hot body. What I don't understand is that both Lanya and Qing Xiaobing are among the most beautiful women in the world, and the men who pursue them are lined up in rows, so why did they choose the same sex? While we were talking, a knock on the door sounded. I just wanted to go to open the door. Lanya hastily pulled me back and raised her voice to ask, "Who is it?" A middle-aged woman's voice came from outside the door. "It's me, open the door." "Bad, it's my mom." Lanya immediately looked a little nervous and said urgently, "Xiaobing, hurry and hide in Xiaolang's room." Qing Xiaobing nodded without any retort and quickly walked into my bedroom. "Xiaolang, when my mom asks about you later, don't say that you've seen Xiaobing. Also, please do me a favor and temporarily pretend to be my boyfriend, and watch my eyes." "No problem." Impersonating Lanya's boyfriend, of course I was very happy and agreed painfully. Due to the time constraints, Lanya didn't explain too much and opened the door to the room with a smile. "What took you so long to open a door?" Outside the door walked in a middle-aged woman, splitting her head and questioning, "Is that Qing Xiaobing coming to you again?" "No. Mom, I've already promised you to cut off contact with her, so how could I possibly go looking for her again?" Lanya intimately held the middle-aged woman's arm and said in a petulant manner, "And I found a boyfriend according to your wishes, and we were cooking just now." "You found a boyfriend?" Lanya's mother was a bit surprised and skeptical, and her gaze fell on me who was standing in the kitchen doorway. I was still holding the vegetable spatula in my hand. I didn't have time to put it down, and hurriedly greeted her with a smile. "Auntie Good, my name is Zhao Lang, is your sister's boyfriend. You came just in time, later taste my handicraft." In my heart, I had already taken myself as Lanya's real boyfriend, and tried to please my future mother-in-law as much as possible. The middle-aged woman looked at Lanya, and then at me, as if trying to find out something, and I don't know if she could see that the two of us were an improvised pair, but her expression was quite serious anyway. "Well then, I won't be leaving at noon." With my future mother-in-law's sudden arrival, I was still very nervous, striving to play at a superb level to win my mother-in-law's favor and leave a good impression. Unfortunately, Lanya quietly winked at me and said, "Xiaolang, you stay with my mom and talk for a while, I'll go cook." Lanya's mother already knew about her getting together with Qing Xiaobing. I guess Lanya was worried that her mother would look around and find Qing Xiaobing hiding in my bedroom. That's why she asked me to accompany her mother. Not bad, after finding a boyfriend you know to learn how to cook. Lanya's mother complimented, then gestured for me to sit on the sofa with her. Bluya's mother, surnamed Qin, let me call her Aunt Qin, well maintained, looks like just out of the early 40s, charm, young time is sure to fascinate a large number of beautiful women. Obviously Bluya inherited her mother's excellent genes. Aunt Qin was like checking her family register. She asked me about my family and work and other things. She always kept a serious expression, and couldn't tell if she was satisfied with me being her future son-in-law. "Are you living with Xie Ya?" After a series of questions, Aunt Chin asked again. I replied, half truthfully, Sister, you said that I was wasting money renting a room outside and asked me to move in the day before yesterday, but we sleep in separate rooms. So did you two have sex? I mean physically. Aunt Chin was really shocked by her words, and asked a more pointed question. No. No, please don't worry, Auntie, I will definitely not do anything to start a relationship, and will definitely not cross the line until I have decided to talk about marriage with Sister Ye. I fought to portray an image of a reliable good man. Nowadays young people get married late, you're only 21, if you get married at 27 or 88, wouldn't you be making Xiaoya wait for you for 6 or 7 years? Aunt Chin's words made me unable to guess what she really meant. Was she encouraging me to have a relationship with Lanya and get married as soon as possible, or did she think I was too young to be her future son-in-law? I don't even have a girlfriend, not to mention the experience of dealing with my mother-in-law. My brain turned sharply and said, I like Sister Ye very much, it is my greatest wish in this life to marry her, as long as she nods her head and agrees, anytime you want to get married, I will definitely not let her wait. The ego feels that answering this way is dripping with water, and can also kill 2 birds with 1 stone, both confessing to Lanya, and setting up a guarantee for his mother-in-law, enhancing his good impression in her mind. Aunt Chin looked at me with unblinking eyes, as if she wanted to see through my eyes the true thoughts of my heart. I, on the other hand, had a sincere face and met her gaze unapologetically, letting her feel my true heart. What are you guys chatting about? Just then, Lanya walked out of the kitchen with 2 plates of dishes and greeted, the dishes are ready, prepare to start the meal, it's not too late to chat slowly after eating. I secretly breathed a sigh of relief, thanks to Lanya's timely relief. Otherwise I really don't know how to continue to cope with it. However, Lanya's cooking is really not to be complimented. This is the first time I ate Lanya's handmade meal. Even if the cooking is not good, I also ate with relish. Compared to those men who would rather drink the goddess's bath water in order to get a smile from the beauty, I'm going to be much happier. Aunt Chin tasted 2 mouthfuls of food and said bluntly, cooking is still so difficult to eat, look at how good the chicken soup stewed by other people's xiaolang is. Lanya laughed in disbelief, it's normal for a woman to not know how to cook, in the future, it's not enough to find a husband who can cook, such as one like Xiaolang. I knew that Lanya was acting when she said that, but I couldn't help but try to trick myself that it was true, and laughed and chimed in, I'm willing to cook for her every day, and won't let her cook. Honey, you're too good, I like you more and more. In order to make her mother believe that I was her boyfriend, Lanya's drama was done to the fullest, and full of joy, she hugged me and kissed me in a big show of love. This kiss almost lost my soul, my heart and mind swung violently, my heart was as hot as a scorching fire, and my face was hot and definitely red. Watch your influence, I'm still here. Aunt Chin lightly coughed twice. Later I realized that Lanya's parents divorced when she was very young, and has always been dependent on her mother, the reason why she loathes men, and the biological father abandoned their mother and daughter also has a lot to do with. After dinner, Auntie Chin said she had something to do, got up and left, before leaving the door repeatedly urged Lanya not to contact Qing Xiaobing again, and in the future at least twice a week to take me to see her. Sending Aunt Chin away, I pretended not to understand, and asked Lanya, what's going on here, why did you let me pretend to be your boyfriend? Don't be angry, I know you don't like women, listen to my slow explanation. I said in my heart, who said I don't like women? I like you very much, don't always treat me as a broken back. Lanya lamented and continued, as things stand now, I won't hide it from you, I'm a lesbian, and Xiaobing is considered my girlfriend. Originally, this has been hidden from my mom, but I didn't expect to be unintentionally discovered by her the other day, forcing me to cut ties with Xiaobing, and forcing me to find a boyfriend in a hurry. I asked you to move in, but also have some selfishness, to prevent my mom's suddenly visit, so that you can pretend to be my boyfriend, muddle through. Don't be angry if I didn't tell you beforehand. Being able to act as Lanya's fake boyfriend, I couldn't be happier, how could I be angry with her? In the afternoon, Qing Xiaobing and Lanya Putty in the room do not know what to do, until the evening to go out again. Qing Xiaobing in the nightclub as a lead dancer, also have to work on weekends, Lanya has nothing to do, said to go to support her. I rarely go to nightclubs, but also want to see, by the way, the role of the escort, so accompanied together to go. The nightclub where Qing Xiaobing worked was called Hunting Bar. Hunting means hunting, pursuing, and there are many people who call it Hunting Bar. It is a same-sex bar. Stepping into the bar, booming dance music immediately came to my ears, and after entering the door, there was a long corridor instead of a spacious hall. The corridor was shrouded in dark red light, and some men and women with fashionable dresses and high face value stood in twos and threes chatting and smoking together. Lanya held Qing Xiaobing with one hand and me with the other, and walked through the corridor with great generosity. I was held intimately by Lanya. As I walked and swayed, my arm could still touch her soft body, which made my heart flutter, fantasizing about how good it would be to change places with her, and embracing two big beauties on my left and right. Qing Xiaobing to go to change clothes ready to dance, only left me and Lanya. We found 2 free seats at the bar, sitting next to each other. I asked for a soda on me, while Lanya asked for a cocktail. I have always been curious as to why there are quite a few men and women standing in the narrow corridor, taking advantage of the drink and chat to open their mouths and ask Bluya. Bluya smiled ambiguously and said, although this is a same-sex bar, in addition to gay men and lesbians, there is also a small portion of rotten women and straight men who come here specifically to hunt. They are not just here to drink, making friends or finding a one-night stand is the real purpose. Those men and women standing in the corridor are just hunting, or waiting for someone to hook up. It immediately dawned on me that the corridor was a convenient place for same-sex men and women to interact, but I still had one more question, and then asked, why is the light in the corridor a dark red color, which makes people feel a little uncomfortable? Red is an emotional type of color associated with the reproductive system, symbolizing kismet and sex, or you could say it's a psychological suggestion. Bluya is a familiar customer here, patiently explaining. Men and women waiting in the corridor have a look at the right person, so they go up and strike up a conversation, then drink, chat and dance, and when they feel that they are in love with each other, they can ask out for a room. Lanya said it naturally, but I had a strange thrill listening to it, feeling that the same-sex bar was even more direct and open than a normal bar. So have you ever had a date? I couldn't help but ask. Lanya nodded unapologetically. I've dated before, but sis only dates girls. I haven't played since I had a regular girlfriend. I was more curious about how a woman could play without that function, but this question could only be hidden in my heart, too embarrassed to ask Lanya. Just at this time, a sudden scratching came from the direction of the dance floor, only to see 4 girls wearing black tight short tank tops and shorts ascending to the round stage, the leader of which was Qing Xiaobing. In addition to the parts of their bodies that were covered by the short shorts and short tank tops, their long legs, soft arms, and slender waists were all exposed in the air, and the black and white colors were clearly differentiated, making them look exceptionally sexy. Qing Xiaobing was originally convex and curvaceous body even more hot, with a face as beautiful as a flower, giving people a kind of sexy and cold beauty. There is a tantalizing flavor. I sit in the position of vision open, see clearly, the first time to see Qing Xiaobing's so sexy provocative side, cannot help but straighten the 2 eyes, until the ears ringing Bluya mellow and pleasant voice, only to come back to God. How is it, sis's vision is good, right? Not bad. Xiaobing is indeed a beauty in 100 miles, with a great body and face, but unfortunately her character is too cold. I commented as such. Cold character is nothing, as long as it's not sexually frigid. Lanya joked. Is she sexually frigid? I didn't try. I chimed in with a smile, and with a flash of light in my head, I said, Sister Ya, should we go down for a dance? Of course we should go. Coming to a nightclub and not dancing and indulging a bit, wouldn't it be a wasted visit? Lanya answered with a straight face, pulling me up and heading straight to the dance floor. Holding hands with the goddess of my dreams is enough for me to brag for a while, but this is just an appetizer, and the inevitable larger-scale contact that will happen during the dance makes me full of anticipation and my heart swirl. Let go, don't be so formal, was all Lanya could do as she came up to my ear to speak due to the noisy surroundings. My ears were tickled by the hot air she exhaled, and I deliberately tilted my head, feeling my ears being kissed by her in a slapdash manner, causing my body to jolt as if I had been electrocuted. When we find a position to stand, the lights of the dance floor suddenly become dim, a stirring dance music played, on the stage with Qing Xiaobing as the leader of the 4 girls began to dance, the movements of the style of bold, people look at the heart itchy. But I don't have the heart to appreciate the four girls on the stage's explosive hot dance. Attention was attracted by the bluya in front of me. Tonight, Lanya wore a casual denim skirt, high heels, no stockings, clean legs like jade, appearing more and more straight and long. Along with the music, she enjoyed twisting up the sexy hot body, alluring and graceful, full of charming little demon. Proud of the top also followed the ups and downs of the shaking. Although I do not know how to dance, but I cannot help but follow the random twist up, and as if by a huge magnetic attraction in general, gradually close to the bluya. Lanya was completely immersed in indulgence, and didn't seem to notice that our two bodies were pressed against each other, or she had already sensed it, but treated me as a good sister and didn't care. Regardless of what bluya is thinking, I cannot resist. The body cannot help but embrace the bluya surplus small waist. The touch is indescribably wonderful. The two of us face to face, almost to the degree of face to face. I clearly smelled the blue elegant body emitted fragrance, posture intimate and ambiguous, provoking reverie. My heartbeat cannot help but speed up, breath has become a little disorganized. Although I have had some intimate contact with Lanya, and even saw her naked body, but like this body close to the dance or the first time, let me difficult to hold myself. Lanya's eyes are confused, indescribable charming. She did not stop dancing, but also stretched out the water snake-like soft arm around my neck, behavior more intimate. This kind of close to the dance, bring me unspeakable stimulation. My thoughts are also completely immersed in the arms of the warm and soft as jade body. Along with the melody of the music, our bodies are more and more close to each other. I hate to be in the body of Lanya. The lights of the dance floor are dim, the burst of hormones is more crazy than the music, the air is filled with endless ambiguity, those wantonly twisting bodies rubbing against each other, the atmosphere is extravagant, it is easy to let people get lost in it. The tragedy was that the music stopped, the song ended, and the dancing crowd gradually stopped. Just now Lanya danced like crazy, her forehead was already full of fragrant sweat. She wiped her sweat and said, "It's so hot, go back and drink a cup of cold beer, rest for a while and then dance again." Have not played enough, stopped, let me feel great regret, thought no matter what still have to encourage bluya to jump once again, tonight not take advantage of enough cannot go. I took the initiative to pull up the bluya's luxuriant jade hand, squeezed out of the noisy dance floor, attached to the bluya's ear and asked, "Where is the restroom?" It just so happens that I also want to go, together. This word from a woman's mouth, full of ambiguity and some kind of hint, I thought that Lanya said it mindlessly, no other meaning. I did not expect that she really had to go to the restroom with me. Because the restroom in this bar is very unique, there is no distinction between men and women, everyone shares it. Even when I stood by the urinal and let the water out, there were women who walked in without minding it. It was the first time I had ever encountered sharing a restroom with a woman, and it was an amazing feeling. This is good news for me. Lanya completely treats me as a good sister, at least some ambiguous contact occurs, there will be no resistance. As the saying goes, there is no such thing as a wet shoe. Maybe one day, I will have the opportunity to break through the last line of defense of Lanya, and turn her into my woman, completing the feat of the silk reversal of the goddess. Leaving the restroom, Lanya and I went back to the bar and ordered her a bottle of cold beer. Lanya drank while enjoying the stage Qing Xiaobing's hot dance. I have nothing to do, but also watched with interest, from time to time to steal a few glances at the charming posture of Lanya drinking. Don't look at us holding a small bottle of beer, blue elegant action is still elegant, orchid fingers slightly cocked, mouth to mouth drink a mouthful, the corner of the eye naturally flow out of the charming attitude, put down the bottle will also sit down the red lips, through the charm of thousands of flavors. At this time, she sat in a high chair, legs overlap, not wearing stockings, legs show beautiful smooth lines, body exudes intoxicating fragrance of women, so people cannot help but want to get close. Like Lanya, such a scourge of the country and the people's extreme special thing, absolutely 100C never get tired of, 1000C never get tired of, the longer the contact time with her, the more I like. Sister Ya, when did you and Xiaobing meet and how did you come together? I pulled up my high chair and came over to Lanya's side, shoulder to shoulder. We met at this bar, about almost a year ago, and came together after a few contacts. I see you two like each other a lot, doesn't she get jealous when you get me to pose as your boyfriend? I said jokingly. Lanya shook her head and said, I've already told her that you're a gay man, my good sister. She won't be jealous unless I have an overly intimate relationship with another woman. I had thought that Qing Xiaobing and I were well water, each on our own, but I didn't expect things to take a turn soon. 5. That day when I got off work and pushed open the door to my house, I found that the bathroom light was on, and the sound of water was still coming from the vagueness, so I thought that Lanya was taking a bath. Since moving here, Bluya has been taking me as a good sister to treat. I do not set up defense, also do not care with me to have ambiguous contact, which makes my guts become bigger, born out of mischief mind. I pretended to be in a hurry and knocked on the bathroom door. Sister Ya, how much longer do you have to wash? I'm in a hurry to go to the bathroom, I can't hold it in any longer. After waiting for 2 or 3 seconds, no response came. I continued, why don't you open the door, let me go to the toilet first, I'm about to pee my pants. A cold voice suddenly came from the bathroom, obviously not Lanya. Hold back, don't you know I'm taking a shower? I couldn't help but be stunned, and then reacted to the fact that the one who was taking a bath was actually Lanya's girlfriend Qing Xiaobing. I felt embarrassed. I'm sorry, go ahead and wash, I'll hold back for a while. However, my prank still worked, and a minute later, Qing Xiaobing walked out wrapped in a white bath towel. She is close to 1.7 meters, because she has been working as a lead dancer in a nightclub for many years. Her figure is good beyond words, although her breasts are not as perky as Lanya's, but with her slender figure, she is exquisite and delicate in just the right way. Especially a pair of slender legs, wrapped in a white bath towel, looked particularly eye-catching. Sorry, I didn't know you were in there, I thought it was Sister Ya. I hurriedly stood up from the sofa. The prank can't be a whole reveal, hard-headedly also have to act on it. Qing Xiaobing coldly grunted, with a questioning tone, could it be that your sister is baiting, you can just go in and out of the bathroom? Didn't I knock on the door to say hello, and didn't just barge in? I responded with a somewhat dissatisfied sentence, adhering to the idea of not talking to women in general, drilled into the bathroom. Waiting for me to finish the water and walk out, Qing Xiaobing crossed her legs and sat on the sofa waiting for me, nonchalantly said, wait a minute, I have something to say. Qing Xiaobing did not change clothes, only wrapped in a towel, a large expanse of white skin exposed, cocked long legs show beautiful curves. If you do not look at her cold as ice face, it is indeed very feminine. Say, what is it? Qing Xiaobing is considered my love rival, her attitude towards me is not friendly, there is no need for me to be polite, sitting on the opposite sofa with a big grin, just like a negotiation, confronting. Aren't you ashamed to be a big man living in a woman's house? Better move out as soon as possible. Qing Xiaobing's words were unkind, with a cold face and a touch of hostility in her beautiful eyes. Sister, you promised to let me live here, so who are you to kick me out? I questioned, emboldened. Lanya wasn't at home, but Qing Xiaobing was making herself the mistress of the house, giving me the ridiculous feeling that there was no tiger in the mountain and the monkey was the king. By virtue of me being Sister Ya's girlfriend. Qing Xiaobing raised her eyebrows and said coldly and proudly, Sister Ya doesn't kick you out, that's because she's too embarrassed to say it out loud, and it's the same if I say it on her behalf. If Sister Ya wants me to move out, I'll move immediately, your words are no good. I provoked. Fine, you wait. Qing Xiaobing huffed and got up, walking towards the bedroom to get her cell phone to call Lanya. I, on the other hand, sat on the sofa as steady as a mountain and waited, curious to see if Lanya would kick me out because her girlfriend was moving things around. After waiting for 5 minutes, Qing Xiaobing came out. She changed into a short black dress, her long legs wrapped in black stockings, high-heeled shoes, appearing to be more and more tall and delicate, with a face of coldness that rejects people, cold and not losing sexiness. I have to say, sometimes the more cold and arrogant a woman is, the easier it is to trigger a man's idea of conquest to satisfy a certain sense of fulfillment. To be honest, from the first time we met, I have no good feelings towards Qing Xiaobing. Seeing that she is so cold and sexy dress, my heart can't help but be a little itchy, and on the surface, I said contemptuously, taking the cell phone for such a long time, you won't have already called Sister Ya, right? Qing Xiaobing coldly glared at me, but did not say a word, her beautiful legs alternated, walked straight to me. I was sitting on the sofa, half a body shorter than Qing Xiaobing who was standing in front of me, she was condescending and appeared to be overbearing. I also stared at her without showing any weakness, as if fighting like wide-eyed, not giving way to each other. Suddenly, the corner of Qing Xiaobing's mouth hooked into a sinister sneer and made a move that made me at a loss for words. She even took the initiative to sit on my lap, facing each other, with an ambiguous posture, as if a windy and scratchy woman had taken the initiative to throw her arms around me. "What do you want to do?" I panicked and leaned back, leaning tightly on the sofa, my hands against Qing Xiaobing's small waist, trying to push her away. "Shameless, you dare to be a hooligan to me, take away your dirty hands." Qing Xiaobing's head-splitting curses made me rather speechless. Who in the world is shamelessly playing a hooligan? Don't piggyback on a rake in reverse. But I seriously underestimated the degree of shamelessness of this woman. The next second, she even tore open her clothes. A woman in rags, chest spring light appeared in front of, is a man will look at a few eyes. I am no exception, the eyes cannot help but be attracted to the past. "Stinking rascal, you dare to molest me, look again and gouge your eyes out." Qing Xiaobing cursed. "Stinking woman, even if you strip naked and stand in front of me, I don't care to take a second look." Being slapped by the woman, I became furious and violently pushed Qing Xiaobing hard. In the heat of the moment, my hand pushed in front of Qing Xiaobing's chest. In the past, I couldn't wait to have this kind of ambiguous contact, but at this moment, when I touched Qing Xiaobing, I felt disgusted myself. Qing Xiaobing hit the coffee table on her back, and then fell to the ground, but she did not jump up like a shrew to fight with me, but instead revealed a sneer of triumph. "You're screwed, this is a veritable molestation, let's see how you can explain." Qing Xiaobing let out a heavy cold snort, climbed up, took out her cell phone, and called Lanya's number, while turning into a pitiful look like she had suffered a great grievance. "Sister Ya, the asshole Xiaoling who lives in your house molested me, do you care? He's such a hooligan living with you, and how can I rest assured? Let him move before it's too late." In the phone, Blue You said what? I cannot hear, sneer at Qing Xiaobing reversal of black and white. Anyway, I did not do anything wrong, is not afraid of ghosts knocking on the door. After the phone call, Qing Xiaobing villainously said to me, "Your sister will be back in a while. If you are smart, take the initiative to move out yourself, don't be bummed out and humiliated." Wicked woman, even if I have to move out, I still want to hear Sister You say it myself. For such a woman, I'd rather respect and stay away, reassuring myself that good men don't fight with women, and return to my own bedroom in a huff. About half an hour or so later, I heard the sound of the door opening. Lanya returned. To be honest, my mood is a little apprehensive. I don't know if Lanya will listen to Qing Xiaobing to move, and let me move. Before, I was confident that Lanya was not a heartless person, but after seeing Qing Xiaobing's despicable tactics, my heart began to lose hope. I didn't sleep, playing with my cell phone while waiting for Lanya to knock on my door and give me an ultimatum. However, without the blue elegant personally open mouth, I absolutely will not take the initiative to move out. It is not easy to have a close contact with the goddess of the opportunity. I do not want to give up. After waiting for a while, as expected, Lanya knocked on my room door. She was wearing silk pajamas, her figure was convex and chiseled, and the scenery under her skirt was hazy and extremely hot. Qing Xiaobing hid in her room and didn't come out, presumably being a thief, afraid of confronting me face to face. "Xiaobing said you molested her, is there such a thing?" Lanya said with a serious face. No matter how Qing Xiaobing told Lanya, I can't admit it. Originally I didn't do anything out of the ordinary, it's all a drama directed by Qing Xiaobing in order to frame me. I swear to God, absolutely did not slight her. My tone was firm and strong, and in order to increase my persuasive power, I moved out the fact that I was misunderstood to be of the same sex. "Then how do you explain the fact that her neckline was ripped?" Lanya continued to press. "She tore it herself, I guarantee that I didn't do it. As for why she did it, I still have to ask her." Only Qing Xiaobing's personal admission of her own meanness and shamelessness is more convincing. By my mouth, Lanya may not believe it. Also, I'll go ask Xiaobing again, you take an early rest. Lanya didn't listen to Qing Xiaobing's side of the story, showing that she still believes in me somewhat. If I were that kind of man who was worse than a beast, during the time I lived with Lanya, there were plenty of opportunities to do it, so why would I have to travel so far to molest Qing Xiaobing? On the contrary, Qing Xiaobing's charm is far less than that of Lanya, so if you want to molest me, you have to pick Lanya to do it. The next day, when I got up, Qing Xiaobing had already left. But I was falsely accused. This matter must be clarified by Lanya, lest this leave a bad impression in Lanya's mind. Sister Ye, about last night's incident, what did Xiaobing say? I took the initiative to ask. Lanya lamented. Xiaobing bitched that you molested her, and suspected that I didn't believe her, and left in a huff. Time will prove my innocence. I took it in stride. Sooner or later, Lanya would figure out the truth of the matter. Within a few days, Lanya and I went to the bar where Qing Xiaobing worked again. Deal. As far as the eye could see, the people on the dance floor were dancing around, wantonly twisting their bodies and indulging their excess hormones. On the stage, Qing Xiaobing, who was wearing a bright silver tight shorts and undershirt, with a few similarly sexily dressed girls, was dancing passionately, causing the people on the dance floor to scream repeatedly and the crowd to erupt. To be honest, Qing Xiaobing, as the lead dancer, had a great body that was beyond words, and was also very sexy in her shorts and undershirt. But since I recognized her as a dark woman, the only good feelings I had for her were gone, and I didn't even bother to give her a second glance. Lanya and I found a seat at the bar and ordered 2 cocktails. Sister Ye, you're here, haven't seen you in days. There were 2 bartenders at the bar, a man and a woman. Little Flower, how have you been lately, busy at work? Apparently Lanya recognized the female bartender known as Little Flower and casually climbed up. Not bad, every day is the same as always, sometimes busy, sometimes not. How about you, why haven't you come lately? It won't be that you're having a falling out with Xiaobing, right? Crow's mouth, don't curse us. Lanya joked, I had some personal matters recently, that's why I didn't come. Recently Xiaobing has gotten very close to a handsome guy, I thought you two were having a falling out. Bartender Little Flower laughed. As the saying goes, the one who says it doesn't mean it, the one who hears it means it. I hurriedly asked, pretty girl, you wouldn't be mistaken, would you? Xiaobing is a lesbian, how could she be having an affair with some guy? Little Flower realized that she had blurted out her words and playfully spat out her tongue. I'm sorry, just pretend I didn't say anything. I glanced at Lanya, she didn't seem to care about Little Flower's unintentionally revealed words and just paid it a smile, but it was a rare opportunity for me. Beauty, you can't say half the words, what's going on? Lanya nodded, tell me, I want to hear it too. According to Little Flower, recently every night, a handsome man came to pick up Qing Xiaobing from work, she had even seen the two leaving the bar hand in hand, behaving intimately. Xiaobing is looking for a man behind your back. This was not something I intentionally stirred up, anyone else would have thought so. Lanya smiled blandly, as if she didn't care, sipped her cocktail and said, I believe Xiaobing, she wouldn't betray me, maybe that handsome guy is just her male best friend. Lanya chose to believe Qing Xiaobing, indicating that the feelings between the two of them were quite deep. I smiled helplessly and bitterly, it seems that my provocation didn't have any effect and made me realize that it's more difficult to destroy their relationship. Just then, Little Flower lowered her voice and said, Sister Ye, look at the handsome guy on the left wearing a black t-shirt with short hair and bullet head, that's him. I followed Little Flower's instructions and looked to my left, the man had his back to the bar, his eyes looking in the direction of the dance floor, a bottle of beer in his hand, and a large bouquet of roses next to him. Lanya also observed the man for a few moments, and then turned back, putting on a look of indifference. I paid more attention to the handsome man's movements, hoping to use this to catch Qing Xiaobing's handle, such a rare opportunity, I not only cannot miss, but also have to make good use of it. After Qing Xiaobing finished a hot dance, the handsome man suddenly made a move, picked up the bouquet of roses and walked towards the dance floor. Lanya and I also walked towards the dance floor, but my eyes were always locked on that handsome man, found that he bypassed the dancing crowd, from the edge of the ground away to the stage below. After walking onto the dance floor, I could no longer see the handsome man with the crowd around him, but I could see a bouquet of roses held high above my head, which appeared to be extraordinarily red in color. My mind is not in the dance on, randomly twisted up the body, jumped less than 2 minutes, the music stopped, the end of a song, people also stopped dancing. Just then, the handsome man holding roses walked quickly onto the stage, stopping Qing Xiaobing who was ready to get off the stage to rest. I hope everyone present will give us a witness. The handsome man shouted loudly and suddenly kneeled down on one knee as if proposing, handing the rose to Qing Xiaobing with both hands, saying with deep emotion, Bing Bing, be my girlfriend, right? I will give you love with all my heart. Together, together. The eaters under the stage shouted out, and some whistled. Lanya's face became a little unsightly, staring daggers at Qing Xiaobing to see how she would choose. The stage crew cooperated by hitting a bright light on Qing Xiaobing, turning her into the center of attention, as if she was transformed into the sole protagonist of the stage. Qing Xiaobing's face, which was as cold as ice, was touched, the corner of her mouth hooked up with a smile, and she also revealed the shyness of a small woman, slowly reaching out to take the rose, and said shyly, I'm willing. That handsome man excitedly stood up, opened his arms and embraced Qing Xiaobing into his arms. The gossip that he had heard from Little Flower, the transfer teacher, had turned into reality. Lanya's face, however, became more and more ugly, biting her lips tightly. Anyone else who saw their girlfriend snatched away with their own eyes would be heartbroken, unless the feelings for their girlfriend were fake. Sister Ye, don't be sad, there is no grass under the sky, there is no need to be sad for a woman who doesn't know how to cherish you. I comforted. Lanya didn't say anything, turned around and squeezed out of the crowd on the dance floor. I hurriedly followed. Bluey did not leave the bar in a fit of rage, but returned to the bar, asked for a strong cocktail, as if to paralyze themselves with alcohol like a drink, choking and coughing after drinking. You sister, you do not drink, I send you home. Looking at Lanya's sad appearance, my mood has also become lost. Witness Qing Xiaobing really behind Lanya's back to find a man's happiness has also been swept away. I'm not going home, I want a drink, another one. A cup of strong wine down, Lanya's face became flushed, with a few points of drunkenness, even more endearing. Sister Ye, you drink less, drinking too much is not good for your body. Bartender Little Flower advised. I just want to drink. Lanya was like a tender woman who had lost her love, her eyes showing sorrow as she urged, Little Flower, give me another strong drink. Drink beer. I'm not very good at persuading people, especially sad women. I finished what I could think of. I was momentarily out of words. I simply said, since you want to drink, I'll accompany you. Strong alcohol does hurt the body. I took the opportunity to ask for 4 bottles of relatively less strong beer and drank with Lanya. It is said that the more you have something on your mind, the easier it is to get drunk, coupled with dry drinking without food. After drinking 2 bottles of beer, Lanya was already drunk and dizzy. Sister Ye, you'll get drunk if you keep drinking, don't drink. I came over to help Lanya. I'm not drunk, I still want to drink. Lanya's speech also became slurred, her body swayed from side to side, holding her forehead, leaning into my arms like she was physically exhausted. I took the opportunity to wrap my arms around Lanya, wanting her to feel the warmth of my body, and soothe her inner hurt with my care. I'll take you home first, and when we get home, feel free to drink as much as you want, it's fine to get drunk. I lied and coaxed her to help her leave the bar and get a car. On the way, Lanya's alcohol kicked in and she fell asleep in my arms, or rather in a half-drunken, half-awake state, her mouth murmuring continuously. I listened attentively. Lanya said one sentence over and over again, why Qing Xiaobing liked another man. Break up but do not tell me a word, in the end there is no me as a girlfriend. I am so sad. Listening to my heart is very bad taste. Hard will Bluey hug tight, want to use my not broad embrace to bring her some sense of security, hope that she will never be hurt by the feelings again. At this time, warm and soft jade in the arms, my head pasted on the Bluey's hair, clearly smelled a woman's fragrance and the smell of wine, demeanor intimate and ambiguous, but I do not have the slightest distraction. Get out of the car, I helped Bluey into the door of the unit, perhaps because of the cool wind blowing, Bluey suddenly vomited. Spit it out to be more comfortable. I hurriedly helped Lanya squat on the curb, gently patted her fragrant back, making her vomit for a while. After returning home, I placed the drunken and confused Lanya on the bed, and after a slight moment of hesitation, undid her clothes. Taking off Lanya's coat and skirt, I carefully tucked her in, looking at her drunken red and charming cheeks. I couldn't help but sneak in a kiss and whispered, "Good night, I wish you good dreams, and wake up in a better mood tomorrow." I didn't take advantage of Lanya's drinking to do anything untoward, because I didn't want to be a beastly man to hurt her. The next day, Lanya woke up with a smile on her face as usual, as if the sadness of last night had not happened. I know that the Bluya cannot be so fast to calm down the pain in the heart, must be in the forced smile, pretending to be strong. In order to make her happy, I proposed to go to the amusement park to play. However, Lanya did not agree, said that there is something in the afternoon, to go to see Qing Xiaobing, to make clear what happened last night face to face. How they talked I don't know, but when I got home in the evening, I found Lanya locked herself in the house alone. I didn't bother her and started preparing dinner. The whole busy more than an hour, dinner is ready, at this time already nightfall, the window lit up 10,000 lights, neon flashes, a prosperous scene. Sister Ye, dinner. I intentionally turned off all the lights in the house and set up some more, then knocked on the door of Lanya's room. I'm not eating, no appetite. I pushed the door in, only to see Lanya covered in a quilt, lying on the bed. I specially prepared dinner for you, even if you don't want to eat it, for the sake of me working hard for half a day, it's always okay to sit at the table for a while, right? I walked over and lifted the quilt, speaking softly. Lanya's eyes were red, tears remained at the corners of her eyes, obviously she had just cried not long ago. Her churlish and touching appearance was endearing, and also made me unable to resist the impulse to take care of her for the rest of her life. I really have no appetite. Lanya's tone was low, her eyes were lightless, and she seemed to be too lazy to move even when she was lying flat on the bed. People are iron and rice is steel, a meal is not eaten hunger. I specially prepared a sumptuous meal for you, you can't live up to my intentions, even if you casually eat a few mouthfuls of it. Let's go. I grabbed Lanya's luxuriant hand and forcefully pulled her up. Okay. Lanya lamented, doubly helpless, put on her flip-flops and was pushed out of the bedroom by me. She was wearing a small white camisole, revealing her small waist, and underneath was a pair of black shorts, showing off the curves of her buttocks, and her legs were slim and slender. So simple home dress, but through the incomparable enchanting sexy. This is what you set up? The moment she walked out of the bedroom, Lanya was instantly stunned by the scene in front of her, and couldn't help but stop in her tracks. Specially laid out for you, do you like it? I smiled joyfully. In order to create a romantic atmosphere, I bought 2 packs of red candles and arranged them around the dining table in the shape of a heart, striving to create a romantic candlelight dinner for Lanya. I turned off all the lights, and only the jumping candle flames, emitting a dim glow, made the atmosphere even stronger. Women are naturally sensual creatures, no woman can resist the temptation or romance. Lanya's flower-like jade pretty face finally revealed a touch of surprised smile, which was heart-thumping. Watching Lanya reveal a sweet smile, my heart is also very happy, the careful arrangement is finally not wasted. It's right if you think so, I even bought a bottle of red wine, we must have a good drink tonight. I prepared red wine, on the one hand, it is to emphasize the romantic atmosphere, on the other hand, it is out of selfishness, to celebrate Lanya's happy breakup. If she doesn't break up with Qing Xiaobing, how will I have the chance to hold her hand? My beautiful princess, please sit down. I followed the gentlemanly behavior that I seemed to get from TV, pulling back the seat beside the dining table and bending down to make an inviting gesture. Puff. Lanya couldn't help but laugh daintily and gracefully took her seat, the red candlelight reflected on her face, making her look extraordinarily delicate and touching, like a goddess coming out of a scroll. If I can have such a beautiful woman to accompany me in this life, what more could I ask for? My heart set up a romantic candlelight dinner, played a due effect, Bluya's mood greatly improved, face also more like a flower smile. After the meal, Bluya took the initiative to talk about with Qing Xiaobing before the matter, as I expected, they broke up completely. The reason for the breakup, and that night Qing Xiaobing did not hesitate to tear their own clothes, falsely accused me of molesting her, also has a certain relationship. Qing Xiaobing thought that if she sacrificed her color and pretended to be molested, Lanya would definitely defend her and kick me out, but it turned out that Lanya didn't do that. Qing Xiaobing felt that Lanya did not trust herself, very sad, and even had a fight with Lanya. And Qing Xiaobing herself is not a faithful woman. Before she fell in love with Lanya, she also had an ambiguous relationship with several men and women, both men and women. However, Qing Xiaobing broke up with Lanya and threw herself into the arms of a handsome man, which was a good thing for me. Now that Lanya is back to being single, it gives me the opportunity to take advantage of it. I must grasp such a rare opportunity, close to the water tower first, can't be taken by others first. I decided to confess to Bluya the same night, personally cook, made 4 dishes, but also bought a bottle of spirits. As the saying goes, wine strong bear courage. I want to strengthen their guts, lest not to say. Lanya does not seem to have any notice, but also smiled and asked me, "Why did you think of drinking today?" I said today is a very important day, must drink to celebrate. Bluya pursued, "What important day?" I deliberately sold up, jokingly said, "You accompany me to finish this bottle of wine, I'll tell you." Borrowing the strength of this wine, I finally mustered enough courage, drunkenly stood up, sat down next to Lanya, and frivolously reached out and wrapped my arms around her neck, and my mouth came to her ear and said, "Sisterya, I've liked you for a long time, will you be my girlfriend?" Lanya snorted a laugh, "Brat, I thought you could hold it for how long?" After saying that, she tilted her head and kissed me over,